All thanks and praises due to the basis foundation. God is most great. None has the right to be worshipped but you. Hello everyone, Stepdogg the Hip Hop Prophet, and I'm here with the next video in the YouTube series. And the name of this video is The Book of Revelation Revealed, Part 46, The Judgment of the Dead. Then I saw a great white throne, and him who was seated on it. The earth and the heaven fled from his presence, and there was no place for them. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the book of life. The dead were judged according to what they had done, as recorded in the books. The sea gave up the dead that were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them, and each person was judged according to what they had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. Anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire. Okay, well basically, after the earth is consumed, well, let me just break it down sentence for sentence. Okay. Then I saw a great white throne, him who was seated on it. The earth and the heavens fled from his presence, and there was no place for them. Well, basically, this is at the end of the universe. God judged, basically, before, well, like I was saying, when the earth gets consumed by the fire, whether it's a solar flare or, it gets engulfed by the sun literally, the devil gets thrown into the sun or the lake of fire right then and there. But the people on the planet do not. This is when they are judged by God, and everybody else is judged by God. Anybody who died before that, like anybody who died over the course of time that didn't follow the golden rule and didn't go to heaven, or were not already in heaven. Anybody who died in the sea, anybody who died underground, any of that. Basically, anybody who's ever died before, now's the time when they're judged. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Basically, these books that are open are the story of your own personal lives. Another book was opened, which is the book of life. Well, that's, that's God's book. I mean, my book is called the book of life, and I'm writing it, but I'm writing for the Lord, so I'm not writing it for myself. So, the real book of life is much thicker and bigger than anything I could ever write, because it knows everything about everything. That's the book of life. The dead were judged according to what they had done as recorded in the books. You know what I mean? Basically, you're judged by what you did in your life. And this, like I said, these are the people who died before everybody knew what the golden rule was. So, they didn't know what the golden rule was. They didn't know what they had to do to go to heaven, so they're judged by what they did in their life. The sea gave up the dead that were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them. So basically, the pit of hell gives up all the people that were in the pit of hell. And that's what death and Hades are. Like, basically, death and Hades are the combination, that's the pit of hell. And, okay, and each person was judged according to what they have done. I already said that. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of sulfur as well. Like I said, God does destroy the pit of hell. God does destroy it. It gets tossed into the lake of fire as well, or sulfur, and it's done as well. The lake of fire is the second death. Once everything is thrown into the lake of fire, that's it. You're done. You're gone forever. Anyone whose name was not found written in the book of life was thrown into the lake of fire. It's real simple. Anybody who did not follow the golden rule gets thrown into the lake of fire. But also, there are some people who maybe died before. If they are judged, God might let them into heaven. But a lot of them are not. They're going to get thrown into hell. And that is the judgment of the dead. All thanks and praises due to the basis foundation. God is most great. None has the right to be worshipped but you.